A Quiet Place, Day One, is not directed by John Krasinski like the first two films. It is instead directed by a guy. Fuck, what's the guy? What the fucking guy's name is again? Okay, Michael Sarnowski. That's the director's name. John Krasinski was a co-writer on this movie, though, I guess. So there is that, and it's a prequel to the first Quiet Place. It's about this couple that are trapped in New York during the early stages of the invasion of these monsters that kill people based on sounds. Okay, so what did I think of the first two Quiet Place movies? Fucking love both of them. First movie, fantastic. Second movie, even better in my opinion. Both of those movies are great. So yeah, I was excited for this movie, and you know what? It's not as good as those first two movies, but I still really enjoyed it. This movie is still very well directed, very well written, has a lot of tension, a lot of excitement. This movie, it's not like the other Quiet Place movies per se. There's a lot more chaos going on. This movie is almost like an action movie at times. So, yeah, lots of destruction and shit. Fuck yeah. Explosions, awesome. You know what? This movie was a lot of fun. It's not as good as those first two movies, but I still had a really good time watching it. And all that tension's still there. You know, it's got a few moments where people have to be quiet, you know, shit like that. All of that was fantastic. A lot of shit has not changed. It is still just as effective. I will say I didn't care as much about the characters this time around. I guess they just weren't as compelling as the family in the first movie. Then the remaining members of the family in the second movie. It's not quite as good, not quite as strong, but I still liked them. I still cared about them, just not quite as much. Yeah, the sound design is really good. Lots of great sound design. All the chaos sounded awesome in theaters, so there's that. Fuck, what else could I say about this movie? The story was fine. I mean, it's just a prequel. It's about what I expected from a prequel. It's perfectly serviceable. Really, really enjoyed it quite a bit. But yeah, it's serviceable but very enjoyable. The acting was really good. Everybody in this movie was great. And you know, even though they don't have to try as hard because people are actually talking in this movie quite regularly. But yeah, I thought they still did a phenomenal job, and the script that they were given was actually pretty good. Lupita Nyong'o is really fucking good in this movie. I mean, she's a terrific actress. You know, if you've seen her in shit like Us and this really, really underrated zombie movie called Little Monsters. Yeah, she was great in those. She is absolutely fantastic here. If you're just looking for a thrilling, exciting, not quite as strong, but still very solid film, A Quiet Place Day One is definitely your pick. It'll definitely scratch that itch. Just don't expect the same quality as those first two movies. It's not quite as good, but it's still pretty damn good. It's definitely the weakest of the Quiet Place movies, but I still had a great time watching it. It's definitely a recommendation for me. Yeah, you get all this chaos and suspense, excitement, action, horror, all that. This movie's for you. It's definitely going to scratch that itch. It's definitely some damn good summer entertainment. I am going to give A Quiet Place Day One a B plus.